So this is the HP Pavilion X360, and as the name suggests, it goes 360 just like this. This laptop is thin, light and looks good too. But the question is it just like all the other 2-in-1s out there? Great at design, bad at performance? Or is this something special? Let's find out in this review. Hi there everyone, I am Naman from Explorers of Fun Tech, and today we'll be reviewing this laptop. And now before we get into the review, here are the specs of the laptop which I have with me right now. The CPU is the Intel i7-1065G7 which has a base clock of 1 GHz and boosts up to 3.9 GHz, and it has 4 cores and 8 threads. Apart from that, it has 16 GB of RAM, 1 TB of SSD and an Intel Iris Plus graphics, which is probably the best available in Intel's lineup right now after the Intel Iris Xe graphics. And today we'll be reviewing all of these things. For the looks, it looks very premium and is very presentable in the public. No flashy elements like RGB which are present in gaming laptops, white and minimalistic. And for the build quality, it is built really well. There is not much flex on the body and even on the lid. It's not made out of plastic, instead it is made out of aluminium. And for the weight, it is pretty lightweight and comes in at just 1.6 kgs, or to be exact, 1650 grams. Now the keyboard is something that is very important for me, and this laptop has a very nice keyboard, although the color is a bit odd. Most laptops have black colored keyboards, and as you can see, it is a white colored keyboard over here. It is a backlit keyboard with 2 levels of adjustment, but it is better to see this laptop without the backlight in the day, as the white color on these white keys makes the laptop unusable. But at night, the backlit keyboard functions really well. For the overall keyboard, it feels very nice to type upon. There is an adequate key travel distance, the keys are very clicky, and overall it was a great typing experience. The bar on the F and J keys present on this laptop is thicker than what most other laptops have, but it is a great thing for touch typists. The keyboard is pretty silent, and the power button is within the keyboard, so that can lead to some accidental locks. Not a big deal though. Now comes the fun part. The trackpad present on this laptop. Unlike most other laptops, the trackpad on this Windows machine is really good. It's fast, it's accurate, and it is pretty big for a 14-inch laptop like this one. Now it comes with Windows Precision drivers and all the touch gestures with Windows 10. Overall, a very nice trackpad experience. You won't need an external mouse with this laptop. The display looks really nice. It's a 14-inch screen with full HD resolution. For this laptop, I would have preferred a 2K resolution, but HD is fine too. Most people won't even notice. And as for the color accuracy, this display is really color accurate, coming in at 98% sRGB and 80% DCI-P3 color gamut coverage. It gets nicely bright at 400 nits, just like the M1 MacBook Air, and it is one of the best for internal usage. But if you take it out in direct sunlight, then you might prefer a more bright display, as 400 nits is not enough for direct sunlight. Now because this is a business laptop, I had great expectations from the webcam and mic. The webcam isn't extraordinary. It's 720p resolution, which is okay, but I would have expected better quality from this laptop. The mic is really nice compared to most other laptops out there. So this is what the webcam looks like, and this is what the mic sounds like. The speakers are good and nice, they get nicely loud. Here's how they sound. For the I/O, the left side has a USB-A port, an exhaust vent and a headphone cum microphone jack. The right side has the power connector, HDMI port, one more USB-A, one USB-C port and a full-sized SD card reader. The port selection is nice, and apart from that, the USB-C supports power delivery. So if you don't have the power connector or the charger of this laptop with you, you can charge it with any other USB-C charger. No Thunderbolt though, it would have been a great addition. It also has a few extras like a fingerprint reader and MS Office. The fingerprint reader is nice, it is pretty fast at signing you in. Now for the fun part, performance. So I ran some benchmarks on this, and in Geekbench 5 it scored 1177 points for single core and 3255 points for multi-core. Now this isn't the best score. I would have expected at least 4000 to 4500 multi-core from this laptop, considering this is an i7. One of the other laptops I reviewed recently, the IdeaPad S340, it had an i5 1035 G1. And that CPU scored better than this i7. I was also shocked at these results. For Cinebench R23, which puts more load on the laptop than Geekbench, it scored 1094 points for single core and 3093 points for multi-core. For the graphics test, I ran Geekbench graphic benchmark on this and it scored 9103 points. This is for the Intel Iris Plus graphics in it. This is nothing really good, but this is what you would probably expect from an integrated GPU. Now that was for the synthetic benchmarks. For the real world performance, it is really satisfactory. One of the odd things is that the synthetic benchmarks and the real world performance both contrast quite a lot. On one hand, the synthetic benchmarks aren't as good as I would have expected them, but real world performance is really nice. Opening, closing apps is very quick, they are all very responsive, and this laptop is a business laptop, so keep that in mind. And for that, applications like MS Word, Google Chrome were running all fine. This laptop is good for general business and productivity tasks, which is what it is aimed at. For the thermals, the laptop gets moderately hot. While running Cinebench, the external temperatures near the vents reached 45 degrees Celsius, while the keyboard was relatively cooler at 38 degrees Celsius. The keyboard too was a bit warm, but nothing hot. It was very usable. For general tasks, it won't get very hot until you do something intensive on this thing. For testing the GPU, I fired up DaVinci Resolve, which is a very GPU intensive video editor. So the footage took some time to display, but a 1080p project with color grading applied on it was running really nice. There were no dropped frames. Honestly, this is better than what I was expecting from the Intel Iris Plus graphics. I thought it would stutter with color grades applied on an HD project, but it was running fine. But then I stressed this laptop even more, and apart from the color grade, also applied some special effects like blurs, and then the laptop started to struggle. It started lagging and the playback wasn't perfect. So if you do some light 1080p editing, then it is very nice. But for something heavier, you need to consider something else. For the rendering times, it rendered an 18-second 1080p HD project with color grading and some special effects applied in 33 seconds on battery. Now for 4K editing, it became unusable as it could not display the footage and even play it back nicely. It was dropping all the frames. So here's my final take on the performance. It performs really well for the tasks it was made for. It's a business and productivity laptop, so Word, Google Chrome and applications like these run really nice. But don't expect anything intensive like video editing or photo editing out of this thing. Now considering the price of this laptop, I would have loved much better performance. This laptop with these specs which I have with me right now sells for 1,02,000 on Amazon. Although it is currently unavailable, what you can get right now is with the i5 11th gen chip, and this is the i7 10th gen chip. Lastly, for the battery life, it is pretty good. While doing general tasks like browsing on Chrome and opening some 2 or 3 more applications in the background, which were not intensive ones, this easily lasted 8 hours. But while performing intensive tasks like video editing, I saw that it drained very quickly and only lasted about an hour or so. It's not the best in class. The MacBook Air M1 performs much better than this for greater battery life, but this is as it is. Even 8 hours is good battery life for this laptop. For the touch and fold experience, using this laptop with the touchscreen mode was really nice. The touch targets were nice and it was very responsive. Even the stylus included with it performs really nice and there is less lag on it. So that was for this review. If you are highly in need for a 2-in-1 laptop, then this is good for you. It performs well for business tasks and general productivity tasks. But if you want something like a video editing machine which is as portable as this, then this is not the correct machine for you. Look at something else. This is aimed more at the normal person using this laptop for normal tasks, and this is what it does best. So thanks for watching this review. Thumbs if you liked it and subs if you loved it. Thanks for watching.